Ramesh, thank you very much for turning up in such large numbers, unexpected. I hope I can live up to it in the next 1 hour. The idea is we're talking about 6 innovative mobile marketing ideas, how to get the bang for your buck. The idea is there are many mobile channels. There are many channels for marketing, social media. I think people are going to talk about it later in the afternoon. There's email, somebody else is going to talk about it. So there are so many channels. How do you leverage the benefit of all these channels? What do you do? Do you use just one of them? Do you use 2 of them? How do you get to use more and more of them in a nice, holistic way? Not send the same thing over all of them, but actually make it something smarter. So that's the idea. They're going to be, we originally started off with the idea of like, let's take the entire customer lifecycle management. You have 6 stages: you inform or promote, you acquire, you transact, you engage, then you actually the retention, and then loyalty. So we thought we'll have one idea for each of the stages of the CLM. That's a part of everybody. I'm quite sure it's a part of everybody's life over here. And then we realized that a lot of these ideas are relevant to multiple stages in the customer lifecycle. So that was the motivation behind starting off with 6. So we stayed with 6, but then I'll show you how it's relevant across the lifecycle. To start off with, a few basic tenets, which is exactly what all the ideas or the demos that I'm going to show will capture. It will gradually go on to see how all of those can be brought together. That's the precept of this entire discussion. You want all your marketing to be interactive. Any engagement with the customer has to be interactive. It is going to be engagement. You expect engagement to happen across multiple channels, whether it be over the internet, over social media, or your ad campaigns, or your emailers, your messaging, SMS, voice, USSD, any of these channels. And it's expected to be across multiple screens. Whatever promotions you do to them, however your customers, just wait for a minute to settle down. Advertising you do is actually unwanted. So if you're going to crash in on their party, you better bring in some champagne with you. So the idea is, while it will be too big to say it, the idea is, hey, how do you do something which is interesting for your customers? Suppose your customers want to talk to you, and some of those are a young demographic which is on social media. How do you get them to talk to you on that particular channel? And the way how do you let the customer decide how he wants to talk to you? Say somebody wants to talk to your business on Twitter, and you want to actually respond back on traditional channels. Like somebody asks you on Twitter, hey, what's my status of my account? And you respond back with an SMS, or probably on Twitter, or on Facebook, something. So those are the ideas that I'm going to cover. Some of them cover social media. Some of them cover your normal ATL campaigns that you do. Some of them are for your AdWord campaigns. Some of them for email, SMS, and so on. It is in no particular order. As I was just saying, it's expected to be, the ideas are expected to be for each of the customer lifecycle engagement phases, but it's all, each idea is relevant to more than one. So, as I was saying, multiple channels are there. You have multiple channels to reach your customers. There are multiple screens. They view whatever your engagement with them, they view it on their desktops, on their laptops, on tablets, phones, etc. And the most important tenet being more and more customers want to choose how they want to interact with you. So these are the few basic tenets around which all the 6 ideas are, which I try to resolve one or more of these basic tenets. So these are the 6 things I'm going to be talking about. First one is, if you're doing email marketing, how do you improve your email rates? Through something we call assisted email. How do you do some cross-channel engagement? How do you have social media and traditional channel like SMS to work together for your customers' benefit? You as a brand, how do you leverage it? How do you do campaign tracking? This particularly is important if you're doing a lot of ATL and digital and AdWords. You're doing a mix of many channels. How do you track which is doing well for you? The fourth one is an idea that how do you take any promotion that you do, any creative you do, how do you make it viral on Facebook? Will social broadcast achieve it? The fifth one is more on the lines of retention and loyalty. You have certain customers who have been buying from you, certain customers who have been buying less from you. How do you improve loyalty in one campaign? How do you target multiple customers at the same time? And the last one is how do you build retention, app push notification, how do you leverage it for building retention? So who is this very mood slide? I think everybody by now. It's for brand marketers, brand agencies, business analysts, business intelligence teams, digital marketers, people in marketing communication, all of them. I hope this would be relevant to all of them. The first one is mobile assisted email. The idea behind this actually came out of one of the campaigns we're running for a UK customer. As you know, any email push, if you're getting a 30% open rate, you're a genius, you should be here. Typical open rates are between 10 to 20%. Click rates are even lower. So the question is, how do you improve the open rate for an email? One of the things that we found that was very, very good channel. So what we actually did was in one campaign, when you do, you have all your customers' profile, you have their email, you have their mobile. When you do a campaign, you send an email to them and simultaneously send an SMS saying, hey, you've just received an email. What this helped resolve was a lot of customers typically don't look at the promotion mails that go out. In the assumption that your promotions are of value to the customer, they simply don't see it or simply maybe open it but don't actually take an action because they're at work or something. Or more often than not, it lands into their spam inbox. So when this happens, how do you get them to actually view what was sent to them? So one of the things that we found that worked was actually in the same campaign, push a message as well. The way we would like, so there's an email that goes out and a message that goes out along with a link to the same email campaign as well. And it tells you, hey, you have received an SMS, you have received an email, please check your email with the registered address with us, or alternatively, click on this link. So I want to show you. So I've just set up this. So I've created a small customer profile, a couple of email IDs and a couple of mobile numbers already. So this is how a campaign would be. You not only do the email campaign, but also set up an SMS campaign to the same profiles. So I'm going to start the campaign for both of them. So this is the first email. There are just three contacts in it. An email push. The email campaign, and meanwhile I also activate the SMS campaign at the same time. So here it is. Now the idea is, so this set off at the same time. What gets interesting now is, now you've sent an email, you sent an SMS, you've leveraged two channels. Now what gets interesting is the follow-ups. Typically you always follow up an email with 3 days later you see how many people opened it. To the people who opened it, send another email blast. To the people who didn't open it, send do another blast or something on those lines. But what we've seen working very nicely is set up a calendar at the beginning of the month. Suppose you're doing 5 campaigns in a month. For each campaign, set up a schedule. So this is the first part of it. You sent an email, you set up an email, you set up an SMS, and then the follow-ups again can be across channels. What we really see that works is people who open the email actually follow it up with an automated voice call. Basically, it calls up all those people who opened it, say after 3 days after you sent the email. Set up a automated voice call which actually calls your call center if you have one, or your sales rep, calls the person who actually opened the email and say, hey, you opened it, is there anything of interest in it to you? Alternatively, for people who didn't open it, maybe the engagement should be probably either it is of no interest to him or he just wasn't incentivized enough to open it. So probably follow it up with an SMS to him saying, hey, we already sent you an email. if there is and put a message that actually catches his attention. So this again is possible by this, in the same way. This is how you set up a follow-up campaign. So typically this is how it looks. You send the email, follow it up with an outbound voice call, voice follow-up for whoever opened the email, and then there's an SMS campaign which goes out for people who didn't open the email. So these two get executed instantaneously. These two are scheduled to happen after a certain period, after the email and the SMS campaign was completed. So this is one way we've seen in the past. We've run this for one of the largest operators in the UK. We do this almost all the time. Every campaign is executed this way with an assisted, with one of the mobile channel assistants for email. So where does it help? As I was saying, originally the idea was, hey, one for each stage of the CLM, but then eventually you realize that all of these ideas are relevant for multiple stages. You can either inform your customers that you have something happening, hey, you just won an award, inform them. Or you can also use it for acquiring customers, wherein there is a certain level of call to action required. So both of these can be achieved through assisted email. So all the three channels that I covered, email, SMS, and voice. It's a very integrated approach. You try to bring more channels into the mix. This is shown to increase campaign responses. Whenever your open rates go up, automatically click-through rates as well go up. The second one I want to talk to you about is very interesting thing based on voice. So we have a service called, a lot of you actually do ATL campaigns. You put up billboards around the city. Several of you probably have email marketing campaigns. You have your Google search engine marketing going on. You also have your voice numbers for your business because still a lot of customers want to talk to you, want to actually reach out to you over voice. In this particular example, what we want to take you through is how do you use voice, and how do you use voice to measure what responses you're getting for campaigns. For this example, I'm going to use a missed call. So the idea is, suppose you have 100 campaigns going on at the same time. You have 4 billboards in the city. You have your emails going out throughout the month. You have your search engine marketing going on. So suppose you have one number on each of your campaigns, one voice number on each of your campaigns. And whenever anybody dials the voice number, basically they leave behind a missed call and they get back information, whatever is relevant from that campaign. Suppose you just reply back saying, hey, thank you for calling us. One of us will get in touch with you. Or probably connect them to a call center instantaneously as soon as they dial the number you have right now for your brand, connect it to that brand, and then it gets directed elsewhere as you see appropriate. So considering all this, like how do you leverage it? So that's the idea. So here's an example. So this is, for example, you have your billboards. So could somebody from the audience call that number? Is someone trying the number? Yeah.
So the number again.
040 710 12171. So here you get a ring, and then you should get back a message, and simultaneously the lead gets tracked down. So I think quite a lot of people did it already. So you have quite a few billboards. So this is just a very simple example. What I'm trying to say is you have, so this was one number. The other number is actually I'm showing what, as a part of our own search engine marketing that we do, if you see here, if you see our own search engine marketing that we do.
Ramesh,
yes.
you may explain what exactly happened there. No, this actually showed and what is the implication of that here?
So in that particular example, you had a number on your billboard, you have it in different parts of the city, you have like 10 billboards you put up across India, and you want to see whether this location, whether this city is really performing well. So from this, in this example, I showed you a billboard in Hyderabad. So the billboard in Hyderabad, these are the number of calls you're getting at the end of the month. Billboard in Delhi, this is the number of calls you're getting at the end of the month. So all of these calls, just now you got a message. So you gave a missed call, there's one ring, and immediately you get back a message that says, so and so, this is the information you were looking for, or we will get back in touch. Or it can also connect to the call center or your sales immediately. So one of the campaigns was a billboard. The other campaign could be, this is a part of our own search engine marketing. So here is an ad from our own brand as seen on the phone. So you have a side link for a call. So from there, some of your customers like me would actually probably actually you can, if you take 100 numbers, if you have, depending on the number of billboards you have, wherever you put them up, you can have a number for each of them. So, sorry? That's the advantage. Take 100 numbers, you can go to the granularity as much as you desire. Put the number on every single campaign, and it will actually pick up from all of those. As in this example in the past, what has been done. So you will see that, hey, this is what we got from the AdWords, this is what we got from your email campaign, this is what we got from something else. So all of this gets collected, accumulated. So you have one number to uniquely associate each campaign. So that's kind of the advantage of it. You get to see which of your campaigns on which channel is actually performing best.
Have you done this with any brand?
This is particularly missed call we provided for multiple brands. Missed call as a service we provide for many brands across the country. This as a service to see which one works best for me. I use it internally for our own marketing. We use it to see which of our campaigns are performing how. The problem is when you use search engine marketing, you really can't track the calls that people are making from their phone. When they click on the site link for calls, and when the call comes in, you can't really track what was the duration of the call, what happened on the call. So this actually enables you to cover that single gap, particular gap.
The reason why I asked this query is, this is something that you are asking a user to do. So I'm not sure how much a person will be intuitive enough to, while I'm driving, if I see it and I'm supposed to do a missed call, I'm not going to be calling up. So from a billboard perspective, I'm not too sure how much of a response you will gauge for each billboard. If you
notice, billboards are more often than not put up as signals, considering, and more often not, billboards often, if you see in the past, billboards often have a message in so and so, SMS so and so to a particular number.
Sure.
The engagement that's required, the level of effort to actually message in is far higher than actually dialing a number. And certainly, so you still need to, you want to measure not just eyeballs, but the people who are genuinely interested in you. End of the day, right? End of the day, you want to see how many interested people saw your campaign, and not just a billboard. It could be a newsletter, your physical brochures that you send out, you have a number on it, right? So all of these, you have, at the end of the day, you really cannot track many of these intangibles, what you sent out. You really cannot capture which ones are performing best for you. So one option is multiple numbers. But the problem with multiple numbers is you have like 100 numbers, what do you do with it? So you need a one single platform that actually brings all of, you saw the first 50 numbers, hey, let me respond back with exact information immediately. To the other 40 numbers, let me send them a message saying somebody will get in touch with you. The other 10 numbers, I think these are like really, these are newsletters that I send to high net worth individuals. So these are people I should call back immediately, connect them to my call center as soon as they call and give a missed call. Now at the end of the month, you want to see which of these is performing so that I can get rid of some of these investments that you've made, which are not good. So there is the voice channel which couldn't be tracked before, that you can actually use it to track the same thing. So that's the essential idea.
It's not just about different media like billboards and email marketing and all that. If you're also experimenting with different types of content, so you could have different numbers associated with each one, and you can actually measure which one is more effective, and then use that for the broader campaign.
I have a question. I completely agree with you on very good technology and It's too long. It probably, we can compare it with the toll-free number as well. It's too long. Is there any solution that, for example, a SMS code is 5-digit code? Is there a short code which is possible, which redirects it to your number and gets the call? Because usually you give a number which is 040 and an 8-digit number, or 022 and an 8-digit number. Yeah. For all the mediums. If it is digital, it's fine. He has the time to see the banner, respond back. But there are a lot of mediums which is outdoor, which could be anything else, TV for that matter, 30 seconds or 20 seconds that we get. It becomes very difficult for somebody to register that number and call back.
Technically and theoretically it's possible. But the only challenge there is the level of integration that would be required to go and work with each of the operators to enable the short code on each of the operators. The time to market becomes that much longer. So with here you can get a mobile virtual number or a landline number like how you saw pretty much instantly. So through our open house platform you can go sign up and you can rent as many numbers as you want, and it's provisioned instantly, right? So from a time to market standpoint, makes a huge difference.
And is there any insight that you guys have got that if you have a toll-free number as a missed call number versus a 080-022 number, does the response change?
So from what we've seen, the missed call as a concept is very broadly and well understood in India. So when people see missed call, they know that they don't have to, there's no wait time, there's no cost for them. So they immediately recognize that.
You've seen similar response in both the cases, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. One more question in the back.
Yeah, my question was in terms of clarification, right? If you're going to put a number out there, you have best practices in terms of what should be your confidence the company is to motivate the consumer to call. So just simply putting a number alone, may not suffice. What should be the accompanying content? But you have some best practices on what has actually worked.
So that again depends on the level of engagement. So like for example, we have seen missed calls being used as a lead generation engine for promoting home loans by a bank, and this is a real life example, right? So there the customer is genuinely interested in finding out what the offer is, and they take the effort of placing this missed call. In another instance, we are working with a FMCG company, and they're giving away free samples of their products, and they want to measure the customer satisfaction with those products, get some feedback, and they run a survey. And as gratification for that, they're offering your airtime recharge. Right? So they say you participate in the survey and we'll credit 50 rupees to your mobile prepaid account. And that gratification is also possible through the same platform. So those are the types of things that we are broadly seeing. Yeah, please.
The way you use benchmarking is email open percentage for 8 to 80. Similarly, in this list call, we have a benchmark. And email is 10%, 20%.
It's a tricky question because in an email you have a reference, you sent to 50,000 people and 500 people opened it. Here when you have a number, how many eyeballs did you hit?
Right.
So the interesting thing is I don't know how many eyeballs. Digital is very easy to measure. That's why we all love digital. And the moment you put a voice number on it, it becomes difficult to measure. That's the problem we're trying to solve. So now you go back to just take SEM, search engine marketing for an example. Suppose you just took that, you know how many impressions you made, you know how many clicks you had. So then you can actually do this comparison. Over clicks to impressions was 1% and voice calls to impressions was 0.5%. So that's a reasonable way to see benchmarks. Would that answer your question?
Actually, I have a question with regards to the first idea that you showed. So typically, we do not always email to people who have opted in for our emails. So typically the unsubscribe rates that we see for not opted in emails are around 0.5%. When you say that we could use a couple of platforms simultaneously, so email with SMS, is there some kind of benchmark with regards to the unsubscribe rates? Because typically I feel that an SMS along with an email becomes all the more intrusive than just an email. So I'm assuming that even the unsubscribe rates would increase.
Perhaps there are many things. So the idea is the open rate is well understood. So you give them they got something, either they don't know at all or they know but they didn't really care about it at that moment. And a message to actually remind them that they have done something is possible. And what we're trying to talk about it is here that there is a holistic profile, single profile which contains their mobile number and their email. Therefore, you can reach them in any channel in such a way that it makes it better. Intrusive, perhaps yes. If it's in general, your customer list is actually, or people who have opted in, those you respect their privacy. You only send good stuff to them. You don't really spam them with every other day. That's bad. And the thing with bought lists or procured lists to alternate means, by itself it's intrusion of privacy in the first place.
Yes, see, I understand that.
How would the unsubscriptions go up? A lot of these experiments were done largely on customer data, right? Existing customers, opted-in customers, and you have a valuable proposition for them. It's not like every service you have, you're going to promote it to it. 6 months, you want to actually see who all are your best customers, reward them. When you're rewarding them, you actually want them to receive the reward, right? You don't want, if you're going to give them 30% on the next purchase, off on the next purchase, it's something that's genuinely useful for them.
The question that I'm trying to ask is, even if I just consider the opt-in list, so I have a different segment for people who are my customers and who opted in for my list. Even if, as compared to the people who I just email versus as compared to the people who I email.
The unsubscribe rates, no. But in open rates, we see about 200% increase in open rates.
Yeah.
That's so before I guess it's too late to show it now. But this is a typical, in your SEM, this is how your ad would appear when dialed on a phone. The first was ATL, when dialed on a phone. So you so typically every ad campaign that you do through any channel, all of them, so that just popped up as soon as a lead was actually dialed in on your SEM ad, that popped up. So going back, very useful tool. Not only it does help you acquire as a channel to help acquire customers, voice is a channel to help acquire customers in all your existing channels. Yes, useful. It is also the larger part that we really like about it is the ability to track something that was far less trackable before. Naturally you get comprehensive real-time reporting. The service allows you, as Sudarshan was saying, when you set up the service, you can configure it such that it sends your business an email, the appropriate contact person an email as soon as somebody dials them, gives them this call. Or you can actually call some URL into your existing IT system. You might have your own CRM right now. It'll actually go call into it and thereby registering the lead automatically. As an example, I've just used Google Docs for showing the leads generated. Third one that I would love to share with you all is we call it Twitter. The idea is a lot of your customers, a lot of your would-be customers, they're all on their social media most part of the day. And while they are there, they suddenly want to ask you a question and they want a response from you immediately. So of course, there's one option is they call you, then they stay on the call on hold for a long time, etc. So this was something we also implemented for another customer, wherein this is tightly integrates social media with traditional channels like SMS, voice. So the idea is, we are showing an example with Twitter. The idea is your customer's Twitter handle and his mobile number are linked. And once it's linked, the customer can actually reach out to you, ask a question, and immediately get a response back from you. So this was done for an telecom operator. So some of the scenarios a few of them I'll demonstrate now, but some of the scenarios that are possible, and it's endless, is the brand says, hey, at brand name, tell me what's my balance in my account. Or at brand name, tell me what's the bill of the month. Or at brand, tell me call me back immediately. I want your customer support to call me back immediately. And he's asking this over Twitter. And whenever a customer support executive is free, he calls back. So this level you can actually, he doesn't have to call, wait on hold. or like Vodafone does, charge 50 paisa for 3 minutes, none of those things. So these are all scenarios that are possible. So I would like to show you what I've done here is taken my Twitter profile and my mobile number. I have linked them both. The setup process is very simple. Your brand's customers, typically all they have to do is follow most of you probably already have a Twitter or a Facebook page for your company. As soon as the person follows you on Twitter, the application immediately what it does is it lets the brand follow back the customer and gives him a number. So the end customer SMSs it back to a particular long code, and both the accounts get linked. Once the accounts get linked, so I've already set that up here for the demo. So this is how it would be. So I say, so this is for a phone that I'm carrying with me.
So this is Twitter direct messaging.
So if you notice here, I asked for the balance and it says the balance as on 19 June at midnight, unfortunately UK time, is 10.34 pounds. And immediately on this phone, which has a UK SIM, I get the balance as an SMS as well. So extending this, so you can have a whole bunch of questions here. This is particularly as a self-serve model. So I say, what is my data usage for the month?
Yes. Yes. Where are we getting the mobile number from? Our database or the Twitter? Yeah. So the user would have to provide their mobile number, and so we send them a pin to their mobile number, and they put the pin in the Twitter account.
I can take that. So I'll just go back to what I was saying. This is how the whole scenario is. So you have a page, you have a Twitter page. Either your customer or your non-customer sometimes comes, let's say for a minute that's your customer. He comes to your page, starts following you. As soon as he does that, let's say your brand, your HUL. He says, comes and follows HUL's page. As soon as he follows, immediately the brand follows him back. Sends him an email, Twitter sends him an email. This is the code that the brand HUL shared with you, a 4-digit number. This is where the handshake starts. I take the 4-digit, I am the guy who followed. I take the number and SMS it in to a long code. Right? Or I probably get a number. Yeah, please.
Can't send balances.
No, there's nothing. So far we're just authenticating and the handshake happened. Yeah.
How do you send it?
No, you send it back. So all this, it goes as a direct, once both of you are following each other, it comes back as a direct message to you on Twitter. It also, because it's a direct message on Twitter, also comes into your email. The moment that you have received that, you take the number.
How do you track your mobile number?
So once these two, as soon as you dial it, you send 1, 2, 3, 4 back to a long code, to a number. That's the point that the connection happened.
And sending the pin to the company's short code or long code, is it?
I'm the person who follows a brand. Maybe I take a dig at it again. So I'm following a brand. I find the page. So this interaction is it's just like any other Twitter direct message. It's just between you and the brand completely. The alternative, the extra channel. So the brand is directly communicating is directly communicating with the end user through direct messaging. It's not on his wall per se. It's not like anybody else sees it. Only he gets to see it. So whatever OAuth 2.0 that Twitter is running behind beneath, that same OAuth 2.0 applies for this communication as well. So the linking part happens like this. Let me just go 1, 2, 3, 4. I see a page. I'm a customer of say O2, of Vodafone. I see Vodafone's page. I follow. In the next 1 second, Vodafone follows me back and sends me over email, over Twitter, says that over direct message, says that 1, 2, 3, 4 is your code. SMS it back to 9876543210. Now I SMS 1234 to 98765412, right? So my mobile number goes back to them with this PIN. The PIN is associated with the Twitter handle of my Twitter handle. Therefore, the brand knows this is Ramesh Raman's Twitter handle. This is Ramesh Raman's mobile number. From this point on, in my holistic user profile, these two are together. Does that answer your question? No, yeah, sure. So no, from that point on, any request that comes on.
But are any brands doing this right now?
In India.
This is done by
Yeah, this is being launched by O2, which is part of the Telefonica group in UK. They're a mobile operator.
So that's actually my other question, is do you think that it's industry specific? So in terms of the incentivizing users, customer care line, I'm more likely to share my cell phone number, but users in general are very iffy about sharing cell phone numbers, even more so than email addresses, because of security and privacy issues. So is it industry specific that because it's a cell phone carrier, it's going to get more traction than, say, for instance, if you're Dove, why would someone share their cell phone number if you're an FMCG brand, or if you are even a startup, or so I don't know if my question is clear.
I don't see it as being specific to mobile operators. Wherever there is kind of a transactional relationship with the customer, this can work very well. And in many cases, you're already collecting mobile numbers, right? So if you go to Shop a Stop and make a purchase and sign up for a loyalty program, you're giving them your mobile number.
Right. But I'm talking about if I'm a brand, if I'm a larger brand, or if I'm a platform. How do you incentivize people? That's what I'm trying to understand, what's context independent and what's context specific here. Because if I'm a brand, then as I said, when people are leaving, but I'm one of the products that they're buying inside Shop a Stop. So how do I connect with the users on that front?
There could be lots of things. On the back of the soap box, you could have a number.
Right. No, I'm talking about using this mechanism. The tweet serve mechanism.
It doesn't have to be about just balance, right? It can even be about, like Ramesh was talking about, hash offers.
Right.
So, instead of the brand pushing offers to me, I'm going and proactively saying what offers are going on right now. And that's a huge shift in terms of the way you engage with your consumers.
And the reason why you connect to that number would be different from scenario to scenario. Product, brand or product.
Okay. Sorry, I was just trying to understand.
Ramesh, my question is basically, this is upon a customer demanding a balance. So it also can be set up, basically, I'm sending across proactive messages upon e-linking an account.
Which is the next one, but coming back to this, it is always, your promotion is best when the customer asks for it.
This isn't like a transaction which we do, which requires a constant delivery of messages to the customer, which right now happens through a non-DND route. But at the same time, Twitter being one of the things.
The next example probably I'll provide an answer to the fourth one, or probably the sixth one. Six should wait till the sixth.
Okay. Another thing, Twitter has acceptability in Indian social media scenarios. It's fairly low.
Absolutely. So this is
on a Facebook messaging platform.
Yes, this exists on Facebook. The exact same thing exists on Facebook. The authorization mechanism is very slightly different, which is the next demo is exactly that. The authorization mechanism is slightly different, but it exists for Facebook as well. Very remote slide again, engage in transactions over social media, voice and SMS. The fourth one that I want to talk about is social broadcast. So this is where it gets a little more interesting. So in the previous one, the customer asked and you responded. Now in this one, the customer allows you to actually you communicate to their wall. Let's take Facebook for example. You write on behalf of the user on their Facebook wall. The moment you do that, hundreds and hundreds of his friends see it. Some of them like it and then share it, or just like the post. Now the advantage here is, suppose you had a promotion that you wanted to see how effective it would be in a certain demography. Now Facebook provides APIs as to see how many people liked, how many people disliked on your posts, right? If I authorize anybody you can actually find how many people liked this, what was their age group like, what kind of genders liked it. So all that analytics is provided by Facebook for every one of you. All customers, you can get data about that, provided the customer allows you to access this wall. Now, for a lot of your loyal customers, if you incentivize them through some means to actually allow them to do it, allow the brand, your brand, to access their social media wall, to post on their behalf on their wall, that's what is social broadcast. It allows. So I will show an example perhaps,
which is really this cross-channel mobile marketing and mobile engagement platform that we've been talking about. So all of the use cases that we are demoing today are essentially powered by the same underlying platform. So everything from missed calls to simple SMS broadcast, voice broadcast, social media, they're all integrated under one umbrella within this platform.
So there's a section called Business Tools that provides access to several tools. All the missed call that I was talking about, getting numbers for your campaigns, all of that is exposed to this single platform. Now, I'm going to go to this thing called social broadcast here. And social broadcast is engage with your customers over the social channel. So, your brand. Here, you can actually select contacts from all contacts that you've already entered. So I'm selecting my number that I've already provided here. Or you can actually add numbers here, or you can upload numbers from whatever. If suppose you have a large database of mobile numbers and you want to actually see how to get these people, how many people, tomorrow you go back, you have like 20,000 of your customers' mobile numbers. You can actually use this to push a certain message to all of them. Once you send an invite message to all of them, they get a link saying, click on this link if you want to allow my brand to access your Facebook wall. So when they click on the wall, it goes to Facebook authorization, and once that's done, that setup is done. So the mobile number and Facebook wall are again linked together. So I have already done that part for my mobile number. So whatever I post here on the Facebook broadcast channel, OPENHOUSE.
Sorry, why would you not be doing it on email and on phone numbers?
So the advantage is this. I'll answer that question in 30 seconds. So here it is. I'm posting this. I've already authorized the brand, which is IMImobile, to access my Facebook wall, Ramesh Raman's Facebook wall. So it's published to the wall. Give it a few seconds. So there you go. So that same thing that I had put there, that gets published on my wall as if I were putting it. Now here is where the question gets answered, what you asked. Why would you want to do this? Right? The advantage is, the last time I did this 3 days back, I was demonstrating, I was just testing it. And I put IMImobile won the MoMA awards for this year. And within about 15 minutes, there were like 20 likes on it. And there were a few shares. Now you can actually, as a marketer, you can see how many people liked it, who liked it. And all these new Facebook profiles are perhaps people who also are interested in you. So thereby, at the end of a month, if you suppose made a video, right, and you want to see how good this video is going to be before you even put it on TV.
Sorry, that was not my question.
Yeah.
The question was that why would you use a mobile number and not an email ID? So if I did have a smartphone.
So that initial pairing stage that I said, you want the end goal is, as any brand, wants a complete customer profile. The same thing I can demonstrate with the email and Facebook wall as well. So what will happen is, you will get an email saying, hey, so-and-so brand really wants to engage with you. Here is an incentive I'm giving you. If you take this incentive, let me access your Facebook wall on your behalf. You did that part over an email instead of an SMS. You give them a link there, click on the link and say Facebook wants you to authorize brand so-and-so to access your wall. He says yes.
Why would I as a consumer allow you to do that?
The trick is in the incentive. The trick is always in the incentive. You have to incentivize them. As I said in the beginning, bring the champagne if you're going to poop on the party.
Sorry, I have a quick question, Alison. Do you by any chance ask, have any tentative numbers in terms of the number of people that actually like proportions that actually allow people to do that allow you to post on their walls? Do you have any tentative?
Okay. Yeah.
It works excellent for brands which have a very close engagement.
Okay, so can you just give us a use case, if you know something in terms of where it's actually worked?
This is currently under. This is a part of our overall strategy for O2, as Sudarshan was saying. The entire social and mobile coming together is a part of the strategy.
Yes.
So they have been trialing this for the last 6 months in the UK, and they found phenomenal results. Specific numbers, I'm sure we can reach out and I can share something further.
Okay.
But the key is, yes, it's very relevant only when the engagement is very, very close, right? If with your bank perhaps, where you transact very frequently, you trust them maybe, or probably even consumer brands, wherein there is suppose you're an e-commerce brand, right? And your youth audience e-commerce brand, discounts are the key, right? Cost sensitive segment, discounts are the key. You are giving out a lot of discounts on products. You are trying to find the best product on the internet for your consumer. Brilliant use case. So as soon as what happens is, I authorize, say, Mindstar to put it on my wall. I, as a consumer, authorize Mindstar to post something on my wall. All my friends see that, hey, jeans is available at 70% off on Mindstar. They share, they like.
Yes, that's one.
That's a use case.
One
yes.
person, yeah. That's so one person shares it, then it's easier for things to go right. But how do you incentivize that one person to? It's that patient zero that.
I'll give you an example of how this incentivization works.
Yeah.
Last time I was not in the social media context, but in general how. So last time I was paying my insurance premium. It was about 5,000 for a pretty damaged car. So at the end of that, I had given my name, email, mobile, and this was an aggregator, insurance aggregator, was trying to find the best deal for me. And suddenly he pops up and says, just fill a survey, and I'll give you 400 off. And the survey was plainly, do you own any other two-wheeler, any other four-wheeler, so he's trying to find what kind of an HNI, which I am not. Yeah, am I? Even that I wasn't, he never reached out back to me, but suddenly the idea is it was worth, my profile information was worth 400 rupees. The incentive was rupees 400. Now it's up to your brand to figure out what's the right incentive. Right? So a lot of this actually happened because please.
Yeah. So you were talking about yes space. Is this also applicable? Will this give a brand a decent ROI? Because or should one just look at it as a brand building exercise and let it be? Because see, for someone, I wouldn't let someone post something on my wall unless the incentive was really big, right? So how does this work for a brand?
Okay, first question, ROI. Typically a hard sale is bad for social media. It's not a sales channel.
Sure.
It's definitely not just a brand awareness channel, but it's an engagement channel. Right? The moment he lets you post on his wall, the moment he sees that he doesn't like what you do, he'll say block all posts from so and so.
Right.
And that's it, gone. So you can't abuse it. So the initial incentive is good, then he continuously sees there are offers coming from there. Just an offer is an example. But ROI is at the end of the month. This is probably if you're a marketer, at the end of the month. If I can actually say that, hey, this offer or this campaign that you ran or this promotional campaign that you ran this month got us 700,000 likes in this month.
Exactly. And I don't.
That's a number.
ROI is also something that I'd like to track. Rather than I sold this many.
So for sure there were 700,000 eyeballs I hit this month. So brand awareness and perhaps a lot of these converting into leads. This is where I would highly recommend put the missed call number, then you can actually track how many people call you back. So there you go, you bring social media, SMS, voice, all of them in one campaign. Globally, with a little research I can get back to you. Not on top of my head, I don't know.
Okay, I have a question here. So I have a brand and I'm looking at asking my customers, my loyal customers, to endorse my brand or get access to their wall. Now, are there any metrics that I look at when I decide these are my loyal customers and these are the ones that I want for my brand to be on the wall? Because, for example, I might be a very loyal customer for a particular company, but I might be very private about my settings on Facebook, due to which I might not post too much content. So the number of people who are my friends or who like my, whatever stuff on my page may be very low. So in that case, even if I give access to someone to post something on my brand, the number of eyeballs that they're going to hit or the number of leads that they're going to get is going to be fairly small. So are there any metrics that you look at when you identify these customers, or it's just a matter of chance?
No. So it's not that way. So the whole of marketing is based on the fact that you can't just reach a person on one channel and just let it go. So you follow up on another. You have certain demographies. Your segment is different. So on Facebook, you are a reticent, not you, but this person you're talking about is a reticent Facebook user. But we're not talking about one user, right? We're talking about your brand will have like 1,000 customers. So maybe 10% of them are reticent. Or maybe it's 10. So for example, we do this for a popular baby products company. We're working with a baby products company, which actually social media for a baby products company. And the target is moms, right? Just moms, somewhere between 24 to 25 to 33, the demography. So the fact that there's social media channels, it may be reticent, may not be reticent, but the intention is it's a much better way to get a target audience, much better way to eventually find who all may be liking you. You suppose you say you launched a campaign and you thought that this is for a youth demography, and you saw that the number of likes you were getting completely from geriatrics. Maybe the product is something different, but you realize that maybe this is an entirely different demography as well that can be catered to. So it's an insight that you get. An insight, so ROI is not just numbers, not just sales, but quite a lot of metrics that go into it.
Also, this will not replace my current campaign.
No, definitely not. So this is essentially, as the answer to the question is that it will improve ongoing customer engagement. So the fifth idea is, we've been talking a lot of this on, we just ended some time back on how do I know who is a loyal customer, how do I reward him better, so how do I improve my loyalty. Now suppose you are doing one single campaign, and let's say it's an SMS campaign. The ability, SMS or email, any of the campaigns, the ability to send a unique loyalty, so the idea is, you can send the idea is about smart links. Smart links are essentially very short URLs. When you cannot send a very, very long URL, very deep URL, you cannot send it over an SMS or over an email because it's too lengthy. This is a very good idea to send something shortened. Now, not just that it's shortened, but it is unique to each user. If I'm sending to 20,000 people, today I'm doing an email to 20,000 people, it will be 20,000 unique code words, unique URLs. So now, you can send them over email and each of them will click it and it will be specific to him. Now the advantage is you can give him specific rewards to each individual, or you can track who all clicked on it, which mobile number clicked on it. Once you know who clicked on it, then you can actually reach out to them. And the third thing is you can associate it with, you can actually track what is happening at the end of the entire campaign. In this particular example, what I'm going to show you is a smart URL that goes out to different, with this very simple setup, to different categories of phones. Suppose I were an iPhone user, suppose I were an Android user. So a promotion that I'm doing is like, hey, IMImobile is the world leader in smartphone apps, and so I'm sending the same campaign to everybody. The people who open it on an iPhone will actually see a different content. It will take them to the iPhone application itself. And people who open it on an Android device will actually see a new press release saying, hey, we are doing a whole lot of Android applications. These are the applications. So that's one example. The example could be extended to, suppose you have a set of 50% of your customers. You are doing a campaign with 20,000 people. Out of that 10,000 people, 1,000 people are very loyal customers. And you want to actually give them an incentive you want to try to upsell something to them, you want to give them a reward for being loyal to you, you can set up a different campaign for them, different reward URL for them. To the remaining 19,000 people, you can set up a completely different URL for them. And all of them do it in one single campaign.
I can give some more context perhaps. So, short links are very well understood, right? And they're widely used in email. But in mobile, what happens is you send an SMS broadcast, and the call to action is to get the recipient to click on a link. The problem today is when they click on a link, you don't know who has clicked on a link because the operator blocks the mobile number from passing through when the user comes to your landing page. So what we have done is a way around that. Right? So by generating a unique code for each recipient, we know exactly who has clicked on the link and who has not. So then you can have a follow-up campaign to target those people who did not take that action. And like Ramesh was saying, you can also customize the journey. So depending on whether they're an existing customer or a prospect, or if they're an existing customer, what's their customer lifetime value. So based on all that, you can customize the journey of the user once they land on your landing page.
How scalable are these short links? Because I want to get an example. You can send out different messages to say 20,000 folks, but can have you 20 lakhs. How many such short links you can generate?
No, this goes into actually billions, and we have a recycling algorithm.
On the fly.
It's on the fly, yeah.
Do you have the capability of identifying whether it's an iPhone or an Android?
Yes. So this is fully integrated. We have a device repository. So when the user clicks on the link and they come to the landing page, at that point we are able to inspect the headers and figure out what type of device the user is using. Yeah, the smart link itself it's patent pending. Yes.
Sorry, just a suggestion. Can we take the question back to the presentation?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We'll take questions offline since we are running out of time.
So I just ran this campaign. This campaign is created such that it goes to 2 mobile numbers, each one an Android device, one an iPhone device. So as you will see here on the Android device, this is the link I get. It should be the last 6 digits, last 6 characters are the part of the URL, TDJ, GUJ something. So when you actually go to the URL, and on the simultaneously the URL on the phone, on the other phone is completely different, 48RGD7. So this opens up into a different, completely different page, and the one on the iPhone opens up to a completely different page, which takes you directly to the app itself to download the app. So this way you can actually send, using a smart link, you can send different links to each single person in your audience or to groups of people in your audience, or simultaneously also track who all clicked on it. So just now I clicked one from an Android device, one from an iPhone device, and you can actually track who clicked from Android, who clicked from iPhone, which OS did they click from. I'm going to speed up a little bit here. We can take questions later. The last one is push notification for your mobile apps. Notify your customers of new messages or events because they need to actually open the application. A lot of your brands may actually have created applications, mobile apps. The problem is they say that the life cycle of a mobile app is about 3 days, and after that nobody even opens it again. One of the things that which actually incentivizes people to open, helps them create brand recall, get them to open the app, is what's called push notification. If you notice in your Android devices, you have a notification bar where a lot of notifications keep popping up. So one of the notifications would actually be from the brand itself. Your brand created an application, it enabled push notifications. So immediately on top over there, just like if we're an SMS, you would get, hey, IMImobile wants to talk to you about an IVR that they have. And with the logo and everything, a complete HTML kind of thing. So as soon as you see that, not only does it create brand recall, unlike an SMS, it also, clicking on it, takes you to open the application afresh. Now suppose you had promotions that you wanted to actually send to these people through the app. Push notifications is a very good mechanism to actually enable that.
So one quick announcement, since some of the people at the back came in between and missed part of the session, we're going to be doing the session again at 20 minutes past 4 this afternoon. So if anybody wants to come back, you're more than welcome to.
So those are the 6 ideas. The essential point we are all trying to get to is you have so many channels, you have so many ways to reach out to your customers, to let your customers reach to you. So the idea is marketing and CRM comes together, what we call marketing relationship management. And the intention is to make marketing very relevant and personal, and let the customer choose how he wants to reach you and respond to him in the most optimal way. This requires a platform that actually enables you to manage a holistic profile. Today you got a mobile number, tomorrow you got a Twitter handle. You need to be able to constantly update this holistic profile that you're trying to create for every user. A platform should enable you to do that. Point vendors, one for missed call, one for SMS, all exist, but you need one single place where you can leverage this holistic profile that you built. So a platform approach is very relevant. The benefits is you can communicate with your customers across the life cycle. As I was just showing in different slides, which life cycle do you engage with which channel. Very holistic profile, you can reach out appropriately, you can let the customer decide which channels he wants to be reached at. It integrates seamlessly, given that it's a platform, it exposes a lot of resources to integrate with your existing whatever IT application you have, and provides, as any platform should, it provides analytics across your campaign. Very brief about IMImobile in numbers. We have about 650 employees. We're headquartered in Hyderabad. We have offices, we have development centers in Hyderabad and in London. Mumbai. Yes, Mumbai. Yes, development centers. We have offices in 6 countries. What we do, we help our customers generate revenue, acquire help them manage the entire customer lifecycle management, mobilize legacy IT systems, and improve employee productivity. We do it for telecom operators, enterprises, media companies, and government. Mobile, this is pretty much covered, I suppose. So I'll be available here the rest of the day for any questions.
Thank you very much.